Innovation Club, RC Bangalore, has started this series of the webinars. So focusing on startup, entrepreneurship, and innovations. And we have three very good experts today. It is really a privilege for us. All these people who are all rich experienced practically, and certainly this session will guide and inspire our students to have their own startups. I wish you all the best. Thank you, ma'am. And the session handed to Dr. Kasturi, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request Vandana Vijesh madam to start your presentation, please. And participants, I request you kindly mute your mics. After the end of all the presentations, we'll have a question answer sessions.
Sure, sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ms. Kasturi, for this invite and such a great opportunity for us. And along with me, I have my partner, Ms. Valli, as well, who's also a co-founder of Emote Desk, which is our company. Which basically, I would like to first introduce myself Vandana, and my background is how I reached, how I'm connected to IGNO. I just want to just give a small brief on that. I'm coming from a textile technology background and had worked in that industry for a couple of years. Then always, psychology was something that always attracted me, connecting with human minds and, how it works. This was always a curious subject for me. So that is when I just got into this area of, I did a small course on diploma in counseling skills. Along with that, some life skills coaching training programs. So once I understood what it is like within that small diploma program, that is when I wanted to learn more on this aspect of psychology. So that is when IGNO helped me, because IGNO was a very easy platform to learn for working people and homemakers and all. It was a very easy platform. So that is where, I got it, and I completed my course in counseling psychology with IGNO. And the knowledge we gained from that, the theoretical knowledge and the practical knowledge, we had a lot of internship programs and all within the program. So the knowledge I gained, that gave an opportunity to, to open up, our own company, or, a firm, organization, which earlier we were working, me, myself and my partner Valli was working. We had an experience with Global Center for Guidance and Counseling, which was based in Bangalore. So there we used to use our skills development, life skills training. We used to go to schools and colleges and all for, life skills training and coaching. But after we joined this course with the IGNO and the Masters in Counseling Psychology, that is when we understood that this cannot be restricted just with life skills coaching and training, skills development. There is a lot of things we can do in the field of counseling as well. One-to-one counseling, group counseling as well. That is when we started our firm, which is called Emote Desk, which is based in Domblur in Bangalore. So I would like to put a presentation on that, how we started and everything. Before that, I would want my partner, Ms. Valli, to brief on her experiences as well, and then I will take you through these presentations. Yes, Valli.
Thank you, Vandana. Thank you, Kasturi ma'am. Thank you, Radha ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. Yeah. Anyway, good afternoon to all the participants on board with us. Yes. Okay, I'm Valli Nicholas. I'm the co-founder for Emote Desk. Let me just brief you about the journey, how I began and how I started my career. So I'm a commerce graduate with over a decade of experience in financial accounting and over 6 years of experience in recruitment and placements. Okay, but I did a small entrepreneurship program at IIMB Bangalore, Indian Institute of Management Bangalore, a certificate program for women entrepreneurship. That was always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That gave me a lot of knowledge on entrepreneurship. And I also did a small certificate program in life skills. This is where I met Vandana, my partner. We did this program together, and we started working with the GCGC, that is Global Center for Guidance and Counseling. I was a life skills trainer, and we as a team used to go to schools and colleges, and we used to conduct group counseling sessions and life skills programs for students from 4th standard onwards. So this whole journey as a trainer was very meaningful, very fulfilling. That's when I said, okay, this is what I can do now. So before venturing into it completely, I said, okay, let me do a course on psychology. I have to do some theoretical knowledge on psychology. I did have, because I had in my commerce background, I did have on human resources. So here I said, let me enroll myself. I enrolled myself at IGNO, and I completed my master's in psychology here. Here at IGNO, my journey was very good. Gained a real good practical theoretical knowledge on psychology. Yeah, the interventions, the assessments, the practicals. The journey was been very good. So this experience, what we gained at Global Center for Guidance and Counseling, and this theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge, what I got at IGNO, we ventured in this forming our own organization involved, myself and Vandana. And we have another partner also, Sangeeta. So we had a good team, very passionate people who wanted to be on the same platform. So we started our organization called Emo Desk. It's a very holistic approach to mental health. Yeah, we offer counseling along with skill development, and then we have associated ourselves with NLP practitioners, clinical psychologists, career counselors. Anyway, more on Emodesk. Vandana will take you through the presentation. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I hope everyone can see this. So this is our firm. It's an organization, Immortal. Yes.
I think it's not visible. Is it visible?
No,
Not visible, ma'am. No.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, not visible, ma'am.
Yeah.
One second. Now?
yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So this is Emote Desk is a place where you can be yourself, and how all this knowledge of counseling and counseling psychology led to this is because when we meet people, mental health is kind of a taboo topic for people around generally. Like meeting a counselor or a psychologist, kind of it's kind of a social taboo. So people generally, when it comes to anything related to mental health, we keep it in a, it's silenced all the time. So and not only that, if we have any little bit of emotional turmoil, it need not be a disorder or anything, any kind of emotional turmoil, it's very difficult for people to approach. We don't know whom to approach. If you go, should we go to a psychiatrist, should we go to a clinical psychologist, should we go to a normal counseling psychologist, or a lay counselor? We don't know where to reach out. So this is where this idea of Ebo Desk, since we thought we should, it's a desk, it's like we place ourselves in the vicinity of people. Like it can be in a school, it can be in a college, a residential apartment, it can be any colony where people associations are there, or senior living homes, government organizations. We place a desk in their vicinity so that for them it is easy to come and talk to us. It is easy to connect with a counselor or a mental health professional. So that was our idea. Than people coming and reaching out to us, we sit in one place and then people approaching us from various areas. We thought, why can't we place ourselves in as many places as possible, so that we are any kind of mental health services are approachable for the people. So that is where this idea of Emote Desk, where you emote, and this is a place where you can be perfectly yourself. So this is how the idea of this startup or this company has come up, and that's how we moved forward. As I discussed, as Vali has mentioned, it's a holistic approach what we conduct. That is, we have personal, social well-being. We focus on all areas. Now, why this profession? Because we have done in different fields. We are from different fields, and we worked in those fields, in textile and commerce and all. However, this is something which we felt which is more meaningful and fulfilling. At the end of the day, you're satisfied. You have made some difference in a person's life, or some contribution to the society. So, and when it comes to I'm telling you, when it comes to psychology and mental health, there is no limit. It's like from toddlers to senior adults, everyone in today's world is going through different kind of stress. maybe the levels of stress must be up and down, but everybody is going through, be it marriage, be it career and studies, or be it midlife crisis, any area, professional life, everywhere there is stress and anxieties and loneliness people are going through. So this area is vast, and I would like to quickly talk about my partners. We three of us, myself, I think you met both of us. Now Sankita is one more partner. She's a behavioral counselor. So we've been there in the industry for last 10 plus years, and we understand now, like, how human mind work, and how much is it important that mental health services need to reach out to people. So we have formed a team where core team, that is, we have NLP trainers and personality development trainers and yoga certified, because holistic means it should be both mind and body. So yoga and wellness is also part of our programs. So this is how we form the team. But now we understand that since the area is more, we have got into therapies also. So our work areas, when we looked earlier, we were just focused on schools, because we were doing only life skills and skills development. But later on, after our course in IGNO, and we understood that, the theoretical and interventions, how interventions can be done, how assessments can be done through our practical programs, that's when we understood we should combine counseling with life skills development. Then it becomes more holistic. So our work areas are educational institutions, both schools and colleges. Then workplaces, that is small, we focus mainly on smaller SMEs, smaller corporates, because there is a lot of conflicts and lot of what do you call that, issues are there, within internal issues are there in smaller corporates, because bigger corporates are some more, little more established. So we both focus, both wherever we can we approach. Then residential societies, because in what we observe, there are a lot of big societies, apartments and complexes that have come. We have all the facilities, we even have malls within the societies, apartment complexes, and we have supermarkets, we have everything. However, we don't have a mental health facility there. People go through a lot of stress, so we should be available at a quick accessible for all the people. So that is when we opted, this option of residential societies came in. Then government and non-government organization. For government organization, in government schools and for the teachers and all, we do a lot of free programs for them on even suicide prevention campaigns and all these things we do. And healthcare centers and senior living homes, there it's in the cities now, it's coming up. There are a lot of it's like good complexes where senior citizens, after a certain age, they go there, because it's easy for them to do their day-to-day activities, and then there's no thought of paying the current bill or making food or anything. So it's like they have a nice place, it's a living home for them. So however, we go there for, they go through a lot of emotional this thing, because something that is truth, that is depth, which is coming, they're always facing into the eye of that. So there's a lot of anxieties in them. So that is where senior living homes is one place where as counselors we can make a difference. So this is how these work areas and the services now, as I said, after we gain this knowledge, if it was not, we have not done the master's degree or anything, we will not know that how important is interventions in a counseling. Like that is where, therapies, how this consultations and therapies, where we do assessments, clinical psychologists we are tied up with, even psychiatric interventions. See, all these things are very important. So initially we just were focusing on life skills. Now we understood it's a broader branch of we can reach out to in different ways. So we have counseling, psychological counseling, then EI, it's emotional intelligence coaching. Because when it comes to children, especially, just by counseling things don't work. They need to have skills as well. So along with counseling, we have come up with this. Before that, I will tell you this, sorry. That is counseling services we do. Counseling services is personal and group counseling. Group counseling is when you go to a school or college, we open up one topic which is common to all, maybe exam stress, study skills, or something, and we discuss on that. And we have a good interaction session with them. So that is where group counseling, online and email counseling. There are so many people who write emails because they don't want to talk, they don't want to, there are especially adolescents, teenagers, they don't want to show their face, so they message, they are very comfortable in doing email counseling, emailing to us. At the same time, online counseling, which is usually a video call, and the area which is covered is premarital, marital, relationship, basically relationship counseling, and child and adolescents, parental and midlife crisis. Parental counseling, especially parenting, is not easy nowadays. It's become a kind of a job. It kind of a, what you call, lot of thought need to be put in parenting these days, because children we are dealing is all children with from a digital world, who are born in the digital world. So it is extremely difficult nowadays. Parenting has become so. Parenting is one area which has come under counseling. Early it was not there, and study and career anxieties. Geriatrics means old age for senior citizens. And apart from, after the COVID, the emotional problems like grief, fear, phobias have increased a lot. So that is where now one big area where we need to give counseling services when it comes to emotions like grief, fear, and phobias. So this is how the counseling services are being put up. And when I come back, the skills development, as I said, for children, along with counseling, we need to give them skills. Like, it's not just you sit and continuously counsel them. They need to have this life skills like being self-aware, how to manage their emotions, decision making skills, problem solving skills. So they need to have these kind of skills which need to be taught for children. We think that children know everything. Without skills, we want them to do something in life, but the thing is that we need to provide them these kind of correct skills, age appropriate skills, study skills, these kind of things. So life skills development is mainly under this. And which again led, see, once we were doing only life skills, automatically things were following, like personality development came in between, because the bridge the gap, from college you pass out and you want to enter into a corporate world. That you have the education, every intelligence, education skills, the skills of that, whatever you've learned, but there is no soft skills in them. So that is where this personality development come in place, where you make that person more into how they can work in a team, how assertively they can function in that corporate world, or how meeting the challenges of that corporate world, where they are more self-aware, they're managing their emotions. So that is where personality development is. Our programs go like that. And leadership programs are mainly for people who are already started working, that all different levels of employees, higher grade, lower grade. So leadership is mainly on how leadership skills like empathy, like how you work in a team synergy, all that comes under this leadership programs. Mainly self-regulation, how you regulate yourself in a workplace and work in a collaboratively work and solve problems, take decisions. All this comes under leadership. Now parenting workshops is something that counseling. Parenting workshop is a group counseling again, where different aspects of parenting, styles, different styles of parenting, different positive parenting, how to set rules and regulations in parenting. All these things comes under parenting workshop. Then comes teachers workshop, because teachers are the people who are now like roasted. They are like between, because there's no punishment system now. They have to actually be very diplomatically handling the children as well as the parent. There's a lot of pressure on teachers these days. So parent teachers workshops are of great importance in this scenario. Then online coaching and training, like how we do online through all our Zoom calls and things. Now most important thing, which is for the students of counseling psychology students, or who's doing their masters and bachelor's, this is the program which we have, that is counseling skills development. This is mainly for students who are undergoing this course of counseling psychology, clinical psychology, and we take students for internship. And what we do is they know the theory, they have a good theory base because they study in these universities and all. However, they don't know how to apply these skills of counseling. When a client comes in front of you, what you need to do, how you tackle them from rapport building till how you set a goal for them in their life to move forward. So that is where the counseling skills development we offer it for the students through internship, through the internship programs. And it's a 15 days program where they, the students come and we teach them in house how to handle each client, each emotions, each issues or problems which people are facing, how to handle it practically in a counseling session. At the same time, we place them in different other organizations where they can practice. So this is how our internship programs work. That is the counseling skills development in the students. So these are the different things which we do in Emodesk. And one thing I'll tell you, if you are a counseling psychology student or a clinical psychology student, especially under IGNO, it's a smooth place to be in. And you can actually, there are a lot of areas which will open up for you, a lot of opportunities, because in this stressful society, people like you is much required. And thank you once again from behalf of my partner Valli as well. Thank you from Emodesk. So this is our quick presentation on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe you could,
Thanks, ma'am.
yeah. Maybe if there is any question or any queries, you can be open to that.
I have a question actually.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. Yeah, it's a great initiative which you all are doing here. The thing is, how this idea has come up for starting this organization, as you're from different backgrounds, as I know, and what hurdles you faced, while starting up, because there are so many other issues when it comes to psychological part. A team of people is also required, and the acceptance in the society. There are very multiple organizations are working. So how you approach these different organizations when you want to tie up, and this we want to know, so that how you started and what hurdles you faced, and what's the next your plans for the to grow,
Yeah,
strengthen
understood.
the
Yes.
organization.
So, Valli, you want to answer or
Oh,
I?
yes. We this journey started, as I told you all. We when we met at when we were doing this life skills program, life certificate program on life skills, and Vandana also was there. That's when this we started working together on going to schools and colleges. We joined this organization called Global Center for Guidance and Counseling. That became very meaningful, connecting with children, talking to them, and children used to connect with when we go for group counseling, and we provide this skill development program in the school. They used to connect with us so much better than the school counselors themselves. So that's when, and both of us were very passionate on this. Found it very meaningful and fulfilling. We said, okay, let's do a in-depth study on this. That's when I enrolled myself. Both of us enrolled for this program at IGNO. Yeah, we completed this program, and then gave us a little more confidence and encouragement uh, to start our own organization. That's when this Emo Desk evolved.
Yeah, and and the number, as ma'am asked, the number one hurdle which we had, challenges there till now. We have, even after we finished our masters, there is a challenge, because as I said in the beginning, there is a mental health is a taboo topic. And if when we go to a school, like for example, when we say that okay, we are into life skills, because schools will always have, any college or school will always have one counselor who's there, and counseling is taken care of. However, our approach is like, it's not just counseling, we have to teach children skills. So, but when we go there, there is always the management level restrictions, like, no, because timing, the school schedule, everything is already fixed. The chance for us to get into this, so I think the first year we have 1 or 2 years, we have gone to some 300 above odd schools within Bangalore. However, our entry was, we got chance in 8 schools. So that is the ratio. So the principal and the management to take a decision to place us, or we have a counselor, and the financial problem is there, challenge is
There's a
there.
need everywhere. There is a need for counselors, need for a program, but they work. I don't know, schools, they work like that. I don't know. For them, the budgeting to allocate some funds for this is a problem. That's when we find it hard.
Yeah, in
Many
both
schools we
places.
are doing free also. Some of the government schools, some schools where they're economically they cannot pay. We do free sessions for them. That
However,
also,
in workplace, the challenge is that again the working hours.
yeah, working
And when we place ourselves in their company, because we say that as a corporate, the HR is there. The HR says we are handling the mental health as well, also. But however, there is a limitation for the HR to get into their personal life, and none of them will go and employees will go and open up in front of the HR about their vulnerabilities because they don't want to know anyone to know. So this, since this is a taboo thing, they want to come personally to a counselor. So that again, that challenge is there. But however, maximum we can through our references, mainly through references is where we are breaking ice and moving into it. And for the credibility of the company, we should have a psychiatrist, clinical therapist. We need to keep people. How we approach them is we tell them to tag along. We tell this is a service we are doing. We also need your service as well as so according to their timing, maybe weekly twice the psychiatrists come and sit in our office, so we advertise. The main thing is about this advertising, that this person is available within our firm, who is approachable, and that psychiatrist should be really good. We can't have it should be, the people should trust that person, and that person should be good enough that give medications are mild and all those things. So that also people think, and people are very reluctant to take psychiatric medications because it is much, sometimes it's required, it's okay before some time, if you take, your mental stability comes back. And that is when, along with that, talk therapy, that is psychotherapy and counseling, will work very well along with medications. So that is there. And after this thing, we have this NLP practitioners and the yoga practitioners will take care of the holistic positive
yeah.
well-being of the people. So we thought we should have everything under this umbrella. Only then it will flourish. Otherwise, just by one counselor and one skills development happening, it is not going to. So slowly we have to gather everyone. And a future thinking, this thing is that again establish as many counseling centers as possible in every possible places. And the senior living homes is very welcoming. So we have placed a desk in one or two senior living homes within Bangalore. Now we are extending, planning to, these rehab centers, rehabilitation centers have also approached us, where they can have, team, what you call motivational talks and team building talks and all those things, where they can function after rehab and they come back to the real life, how they can face the
Smooth sail the whole thing.
smooth sail for them. So we conduct, and the programs are all tailor made. It doesn't, you go there, you understand the organization and tailor make the programs for them. So in that, we have group counseling as well as
Individual counseling.
so this preparation is again a challenge. For each firm, each person, we need to tailor make it. We can't, whatever we talk to in a school, we cannot, if self-awareness, that's a topic. The topic goes in a different level in every area. So school, it is different. What we talk should be age appropriate. The same topic, when we talk to a college student, it should be different. The stories we tell should be different. The activities, role plays, everything, because nothing can be done in lecture mode. We have to have practical, role plays and activity based programs on. So one topic, when we take it to different age group, the entire model changes. The stories and the activities we do, it changes. So that is again one challenge. Preparation of the program is something, a challenge. So a lot of challenges, but we are positive.
Excuse
Yes.
me, ma'am.
Yeah,
May I ask you one question?
yeah, 1 second, ma'am. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
share your details on the chat box? Your website, your contact details, and
Yes.
any participants, if they want to contact and need more information, they will do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please do that. Yeah. Now we can proceed with the questions, please.
Yeah,
Lakshmi Kumar.
ma'am. Yeah. How to do parenting? Shortly, I'm going to open my counseling center.
Okay.
Here, I am finding difficult to do parenting.
Okay.
Parenting
Workshop one
tips.
time.
Parenting workshop, you mean, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah,
I
ma'am.
think, yeah.
See,
For the
parenting, we see,
parents.
first thing we understood, yeah, one first thing we understood, Yes, understood. So, see,
Okay, ma'am.
parents want sessions. Parents want to know a lot of knowledge, but the problem is they getting the parents for the program is a challenge. However, the best thing to approach is the play schools because parenting should start from the grassroots level. So, parenting workshop can you can approach if you are focusing on one age group like adolescents parents, that is also one thing, but I would suggest you should approach the play schools parents where you educate them from the that root level because as a child grows, they are prepared. They don't get a shock. Once the child is in pre-teens, they start acting weird. They start stop chatting much to the parent, talking much to the parents, or opening up. Or there's a lot of because friends become more important. For the parent should not get a shock at that time. So best thing is to educate the parents when they are the play school parents, so that they're prepared for each level of developmental stages. Maybe you can go touch upon those Erickson's social development and how different stages the child goes through. So all this education is required that root level. Nowadays I think the newborn parents of the newborn baby starts going for parenting workshop. You can even make programs for them so that they are prepared for different development stages. Play school will be the best place where you can approach, and they are very welcoming. They like to have programs, and those parents will come. Once your child is grown, no parent want to go for any workshop because they have already seen the child growing, and they are already accustomed to, and they know better. But these parents are more curious. Play school parents are more curious to know more about their child's growth, and young parents, I would say. So you can maybe approach them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Next question.
Next question.
I think
Good
Shobha
evening.
HSC.
Good
Yes.
evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Very good information you gave us. I am a teacher in government high school in Chikmagaluru.
Okay.
In my school, one girl is there, 16 years old. She is artistic girl. She doesn't read and write anything. But she is active in like that. 2 days back, she went with a boy to the some places. That's why I am already I got some information about DCS program, Diploma in Counseling program in. I got the degree, diploma course. That's why I counseled her, and she is very close to me. And I talked to her, and she told me all the things. And as it is, she told another teacher also. The teacher told her not to come to school. This will give bad message to all other girls. They kept her. They want to keep her away from the school. 1 month in SSLC examination. That's why doctor certified her. That's why we gave another girl to write all the arrangement. I personally took interest, and I gave all the opportunity to learn. And she totally finally she stays at home at school. It gives her some facility and some social environment and some life skills she will learn. But other teachers don't understand her, and how can I cope with them, ma'am?
There's a lot of denial, no? You must be going through a lot of stress
Yes,
that way,
yes.
right? Doing so good for that child, and the people around you are not accepting it.
Accepting.
Very tough to do, yeah.
Totally opposite
Yeah.
to me, ma'am.
Um, we have one more presentation also. So
Okay.
she's especially the madam is dealing with the uh, differently abled individuals.
Yes,
So at
yes,
that
ma'am.
point also that your query
Maybe
was
I
answered.
you can.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I
that
can
also
bring
should
this.
contribute more on that.
Okay.
So we will have. I think she has joined, and
Okay.
so we can start with her presentations, and again we can have one question and rounds. Anybody would like to ask, they can start off with. Okay. So
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so much,
much.
Vali Madam, Vandana Madam. Please
Thank you
stay
so
with
much.
us.
Thank you so much
Please
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
we'll have a short discussion in the end after the presentation of
Sure.
Ms. Tejal Shah. Yeah?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So I didn't introduce. I'm Dr. Kasturi Pesla, Assistant Director of IGNO. And doing the initiative as my senior director has told. Again, I'm repeating that because Tejal has just joined. So we are taking this initiative, calling our alumni or our learners who are still in the field. And this is the first initiative we are calling two people from MA Psychology and MSW background who are working in different organizations. Soon, every month, we'll plan such sessions with somebody who's working either in environment or different field in technology and all, which will help our students to understand how to be in the how the education and the society together can work with it for its upliftment. So I welcome Tejal Shah, Ms. Tejal Shah. She is a founder and director of an education academy, which is called Happiness is Kushi, and working for differently abled individuals. She is a national award nominee and has spoken at the United Nations and also a certified special educator. She has collaborated with NIFT, NID, and ITC hotels to showcase the talent of differently abled individuals. And she is honored with several awards for her work. So I welcome you on behalf of the Regional Center Bangalore and also from on behalf of the university, my staff, our participants, everyone. Welcome you. You can start presenting on your organization about how it all worked out, please, so that it will help to understand our participants and it will guide up them also. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much. A very good afternoon, everyone. And a very big thank you, first of all, to Dr. Kasturi for having me on board today for this a very crucial topic, which is so important for everybody to be aware. And it'll be, I hope, to give my best to the students. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity and great initiative from your end, Dr. Kasturi. I'm really privileged to have this platform today, and with IGNU, it's amazing. And I've learned a lot through IGNU, so I'm so happy to give back today whatever best I can in my from my journey. So yes, I will start presenting now. Um, just one second.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just presenting. I hope I'm able to open it.
Do you able to?
Yes, can you see my
Yeah,
presentation?
yeah. Yes, it's coming now. Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it's visible in the entire screen I have done. Yes, the screen is visible, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, great. So, so today my topic is about my diaries of beating the odds against Down syndrome. Since Dr. Kasturi had mentioned that you can share your journey and all about the startup which you have done through your journey. So my journey is has started beautifully after my daughter was born, and my daughter is blessed with Down syndrome. And to start with, may I know how many of you know are aware about the term Down syndrome? Can we have a message on the chat? Just to have an awareness about. Sorry, I can't see the chat box.
Yeah, somebody.
How many? I just wanted to have an idea as to how far has the awareness worked over the years, the work which we have tried to do.
I think very three, four.
Very few, yeah.
Very
Very
few.
few, though, yeah.
Can you make it F5, please, Tejal? I think it's not in full presentation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Earlier it was
No,
fine.
not earlier. Convert it into F5 if possible, or else leave it. Is if it is visible for all, please continue. No problem. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, I'll make it full screen, no?
Some 4-5 have replied in the chat box, not many. I think it's okay. You please proceed. No
Yes.
problem. Yeah.
So I'm not able to move the
No,
slide.
no problem. Next, you can do. One,
This
two.
slide, no, it's not moving. One second.
Yeah, now it's there.
So I have to open another slide for that.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay. So right now I'm not able to see any of your faces. If I see if I do full screen, so I hope I'm audible. And if you
Yeah.
have any questions, you can always, stop me in between. All right. So I'll straight away jump to my journey. So, how did it all begin? So, of course, like I mentioned, November 9th, I was blessed with a beautiful daughter. Her name is Kushi. And of course, it was the most beautiful day of my life, although I didn't know about what's coming up next. So 21 days later, I was informed that she was diagnosed with Down syndrome. So of course, like any other parent, once I came to know about the diagnosis, I searched through the internet, I read a lot, I researched my bit and met a lot of parents who have children with Down syndrome. And of course, I still was wanting for more, since, like any parent, you want to give the best to your child once you are aware that she needs more help. Yeah, so after that, I happened to meet the president of the Down Syndrome Federation of India in Chennai. And there I got a lot of hope, a lot of support, and the entire medical team was, arranged to see my daughter, and everything was just bang on. My daughter was just 2 months old. And yeah, immediately she connected me to all the right therapists, the physiotherapists, the clinical psychologists, you name it, all the therapists on board, which are needed for, early intervention for persons with Down syndrome. And of course, after that, everything was structured, and I was totally hopeful and extremely positive. Yes, and that, after that, I was very much connected to the association. And then I started to be very closely associated with all the information which was being shared with me. And I happened to come to know that there was a big conference, there's a world level conference which was going to happen in Chennai in the year 2015, when my daughter was just 1.5 years old. So it was a great opportunity there, because I got to meet a lot of experts, parents, and of course, self advocates who were with Down syndrome, who were doing extremely well, and from all across the world. Some were novelists, they were writing books. Some were teachers, and some were doing modeling, and some were orators. So it was just absolutely beautiful. That was something which really, really gave me hope, because there were so many achievers. You want to see more and more hope. You want to get more and more hope for your child when there is none around you. So that actually changed my complete perspective about people with Down syndrome. And then I thought, okay, they are no less. They can also be change makers, and they can also be like any other child, right? So if given the right opportunities, right, on time. So that's when I came back. When I came back from the conference from Chennai back to Bangalore, I just knew a few parents through the therapies which I was taking in different centers. So I just connected, and maybe 3 to 4 parents. I started off with a WhatsApp support group and started sharing all the information, whatever I was getting about the good therapists, or about good schools, or about these kind of conferences happening, or some workshops happening. And started sharing that. The parents also started sharing. Then they started connecting to more and more parents, and that's how. And we named it like Bangalore Humsafar, which means that we support each other. All the Bangalore parents were supporting each other. And then after 4 to 5 parents, today we are more than 250 parents. I very proudly say, who are so connected, who are so amazing, and who are just ready to support anybody and everybody in need. And so this is a support group exclusively for persons with Down syndrome, of parents of persons with Down syndrome. We have in that group, we have just somebody who is just born with Down syndrome, or a 40-year-old adult whose parent is also died. So it's a huge mix. It's a huge mix wherein a lot of support and a lot of experience is being shared, which is so helpful for the parents to get the right information, for the children. They don't miss out on any time. So it's really helpful that way. So that is how Bangalore Hamsa first started, and it's doing very well as of now. Yeah, and the best thing which I happened to do was special education. Not many people know that before special education, I used to do. I'm a NIFT alumni, so before even my daughter was born, I used to run a boutique, and I used to do I used to supply to stores, and that was what my work was. And after my daughter was born, for the better, I happened to choose this profession. I happened to study special education and change my entire profession because I just fell in love with this profession. And I started working with children with different needs after this course, which I did. And I suggest every parent who has a diagnosis of a child with different abilities should go for a course with special education, because it really gives you a structure and gives you a lot of information which you really need as a parent, because you're totally lost initially. You don't know. There's a lot much awareness. So this is something which really happened at the right time for me. Yeah, and after I finished my 1 year course, I realized the need of an educational toolkit, and I happened to develop that in the year 2017. So this basically, the idea was to, it came because while I was working with my child when she was really young, I took a lot of time researching as to what is the right tool for her, right, right material for her to teach any concept. And it really takes a lot of time. I'm sure a lot of you know that. So in order to just reduce that amount of time and effort of parents and educators who are working with our children, I happened to create this educational toolkit along with a team of special educators whom I had studied special education. And luckily this was acknowledged by the Down Syndrome Federation of India. The same year I got to present it in the conference, and then it also got published in the International Journal of Disability Studies, Special Education and Rehabilitation, in the e-edition of the International Disability Day. So yes, this toolkit is very crucial, and it has like around 16 tools, which takes care of processing, perception skills. It's a huge toolkit which covers a lot of things when it comes to emotional learning, comes to reading, comprehension, sex education. It's very visual, because as we all know that most of our children with Down syndrome, autism, and many of the differently able children are visual learners. So I have tried to, we tried to, try to do something as a support tool for them. So this is what we created. And I'm happy to share that we have given it off around 450 toolkits as of now to 450 families. Yeah, and after that,
Teju,
Ma'am,
sorry, I think your PPTs are not moving.
oh, is it okay?
Yeah. It's stuck with first, second, now.
Oh,
10.
really?
Yeah, now it's okay. 10th, 10 numbers, like, fine.
Number 10 came, no? Okay.
Yeah, now it's moving.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So it is a full screen or it is a small screen?
Small, but fine. You can just click, I think 10th slide now we are in. So
Okay.
you can just share, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not very used to Google Meet. I'm so sorry. That's why
No problem. That's fine, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then, in 2017, I was extremely fortunate to find out another passion of mine, that I was so passionate towards events. So I got an opportunity to do an event for 92 families who are having persons with Down syndrome from all across the country. So that was a first ever meet which happened in Bangalore in Golden Palms Resort. And I organized it along with the Down Syndrome Federation of India. And it was a 4 days meet and 3 nights meet, wherein the first time so many families with persons with Down syndrome came together, to bond, to interact, and Indian families. Of course, we had, like I already mentioned, there were different conferences and all, but of course that was a global level. So there were, and it was a very formal meet. This was like an informal meet wherein they could bond and they developed relationships. There were a lot of friendships between the self advocates, which generally is so difficult. And then we had a lot of sessions organized. We are having music therapy. We were having, all different kind of sessions happening which were spread across 3 days. And of course, evening was a lot of fun and just letting their hair down, and it was a lot of fun for the parents. So they were, and then after that, there was no looking back. We every year we started having these meets, and it was so helpful to create a better, strong support system within the community. It is so powerful for parents to have somebody who is already in the same boat. So this just turned out to be really successful. And yeah, after that, in 2018, I started doing medical camps. First we started to do sponsored medical camps in hotels. We used to hire, and we used to call experts from different cities. And initially we used to do that, and slowly, after getting the entire concept, the experts from different cities used to come, and then they actually trained all our doctors and teachers and all of us. So, but due to that help, we now have created entire team on our own in Bangalore itself. So now, we are not dependent on any other city. We are all self-efficient, and we have collaborated with Rainbow Hospital. We have collaborated with Cloud9 Hospital, and we have regular camps every quarter. We have regular free camps for persons with Down syndrome, and recently we have started with for persons with autism also. So it's been really helpful for the parents, because then it's the medical aspect is so crucial for these children, and if it is given on time, that's all they need, because a lot of parents are not aware as to what all tests needs to be done, what needs to be checked at a regular span of time. So these medical camps really help. So this is something which we do regularly. And
Yeah,
of
you
course,
click on the slides. I think it's not moving again. Yeah,
okay.
now it's okay. I think you have to click.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
click on
please
that
do that.
slide. I'll
Yeah.
do understand. Sure. Yeah, all right. So then, yeah, and then in 2019, this was the first ever formal course on Down syndrome. It was such a surprise. So when I was talking, I take you back to 2017 when I was telling that I did my special education course. So at that point of time, I was actually looking to do a course on exclusively for Down syndrome, but there was no such course, for Indian population. So I happened to do a course on learning disability, and of course, after that, I did autism, and after that, I did, inclusive education. I did many other courses to equip myself because I was really keen on learning. But to my surprise, there was no exclusive course for Down syndrome, and that is how I came back to the federation, and we designed a course exclusively for the Indian population of Down syndrome. And this is the first ever formal course for Indian population, which has been launched in 2019. And luckily, we happened to do it in Bangalore, and now, and this covers everything, everything about the condition, and gives us an insight to the lives of children and adults with Down syndrome. We've made it really practical, so it's very extremely beneficial. And yes, in 2020, 2021, of course, we all know that it was COVID times, and luckily, I could share all the knowledge which I had in the United Nations. Also, I got an opportunity and different webinars I could do, to give back to the society. And a blessing in disguise in 2020, once when we had this COVID, we could not do it offline anymore, the courses. So we started the first ever online course, and that was the first ever online course wherein we could introduce parents to participate from all across the globe. So we had from different countries, we had like 50 participants from different countries, also US, in Singapore. So now they were able to, everybody from anybody, anywhere could could join the course. So that was an advantage because of COVID. I think I'll click the slide like you mentioned. So it's not moving.
It's moving, yeah, one by one.
It's moving, right? Yeah.
Now
Okay.
it's moving.
Yeah. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, we used to do regular medical camps. And then because of COVID, then we didn't know how to do the medical camp offline or in the hospital, because hospital was the last thing in our mind to go. So then I came up with this first ever online medical camp exclusively for children. And this, again, we could help out people from different countries, the parents. So it was a huge camp. We could do around 100 children in 3 days. And we had experts from different cities joining us and doing online interactions. We had so many volunteers who were helping out to do different meetings, because in one meeting you can't be doing all the experts, right? Because every child needs one-on-one. So then we had different volunteers for every doctor, and it was beautifully done. So this is something which we do regularly now, because after that online medical, it is so convenient. You save so much time of travel. So this is something which we do. And then yeah, and now and that is how, after in 2021, just within pure intention to support the differently abled individuals, I started with my little baby, Happiness is Cushy, which of course you can figure out it comes from my daughter's name. And yes, that was the vision, was to empower everyone who is associated with the differently abled individuals. Yes, that's my beautiful daughter. And the reason for Happiness is Kushi, you can say. Yeah, she's pretty grown up now. She's a 10-year-old. I'm very proud of her. She's also got an opportunity to talk at the United Nations, of course, in the online platform. She had an opportunity to. She has Down syndrome. She's blessed with Down syndrome, and she had the opportunity to share her thoughts on inclusion in her own way. And uh, along with the Down Syndrome International United Nations had organized an event wherein her recording was played. Um, yeah, I think I already mentioned Happiness is Cushy here. So all about Happiness is Cushy. So here, like I mentioned, we do medical camps, we do courses, we do events, we do a lot of workshops and exclusive pageants, which I'll come to, fashion shows also, with a lot of experienced trainers who are extremely passionate and dedicated to the cause. So, like I already mentioned, our aim together is to support and raise aspirations for persons with different abilities. Yeah, and after that, we did a lot of courses. The first, again, it was the communication skill course, which is the most sought after course, which we've just started. It is on for persons with autism, and who are for the parents and educators who are working with children with autism and Down syndrome. This is a very practical course. It is not like a standard course wherein we just show presentation and just give the theoretical aspect. It is a very practical course wherein we give on hands-on activities which needs to be done to develop the overall communication skills of children with autism and Down syndrome. It's extremely helpful, and we've just started. And it's been like 4 years. We've already trained like around 150 teachers through this course since last 4 years. We've done 4 batches of it. Um, the next thing is, yeah, I do a lot of programs, sing-along programs. So, like I mentioned, multisensory approach is the best way. All our children flourish. So we try to do a lot of creative stuff, like do a lot of sing-along programs. This is one. Then we also do a Ganit program, which is on maths, because a lot of parents say that our children struggle a lot with maths. So we have launched a different program on Ganit, which is exclusively done for differently able children, wherein we give a lot of hands-on techniques to work on different concepts of mathematics. Yeah, and then of course we launched the magical science program, because a lot of the people think that our children can't do science after a certain level, and then you will be blown away when you see this workshop of ours. It's such a beautiful workshop wherein we bring in educators from the regular field. We've got mainstream educators and who have, shown so much confidence in our children with different abilities, with autism, with Down syndrome, with learning difficulties. We have so many of our children joining these programs wherein do we a lot of hands-on science experiments, and they are doing it on their own and they're presenting it in the schools also. That much confidence they have in showing various concepts of science, which a lot of parents, a lot of educators used to think, oh, science should not be part of the curriculum for our children at all. So something like this has broken stereotypes. Um, yeah, something beautiful which we launched was fostering friendships among people with Down syndrome through Friends Forever initiative. This initiative we launched in 2021 and we are doing it till now. Every year we do it. This was with the idea, because initially what we figured out was, after once the teenage starts, they start losing out on friends, they start feeling isolated, many of the children. So the friends really, there is a little more gap, in the mental age and the physical age. So the friends are very few. So there's a lot of self-talk which starts happening because of lack of friendship, lack of people around these children. So then we started with this initiative of creating, giving them friends through our courses. We run courses, so wherein we have a lot of very energetic and enthusiastic participants who want to understand children and who want to make friends with them. So we connect them through these programs, and then they have regular interactions. They meet up also whenever they are just a call away, and then slowly they develop friendships. So it's a beautiful program which we do every year for 3 months, and then the friendship is not like for months at all. It's forever, of course. um, yeah, we come up with a lot of creative programs. Like you can see, it's a drama course which we also started off with. Yeah, this was something, a very historic moment for us, because nobody used to think that our children could do something like a pageant or participate in fashion shows or something. Like they could walk and they could talk or something like that. So this was something which we actually started off in the year 2022. It is the first ever pageant which we had organized in Mayfair Resort. It is a five-star resort in Raipur. We had a big conference there. So along with that, we had done this first ever pageant. It was covered by all the top newspapers, because it was first of one of its kind, and we had shortlisted like around 40 participants, and we properly crowned the first Mr. and Miss India, and it was just a different experience altogether. And it gave so much hope to these children, and they were looking forward to different events, and so much boosting of confidence happened. And you should see the change in personality which happened after we organized this. And because we actually had a lot of training programs before this pageant, we organized like a 2 months training program online, because they were all scattered all different places. And then we had like a 3 to 4 days event, so wherein we had like an offline practice. So it was just a different experience for them. And then after that, we have just continued doing a lot of pageants after that for them in different cities. A lot of our trainees have also taken it up and doing it for a lot of children, and it's really helping them to be groomed, for their, like I mentioned, confidence building, boosting. It's just amazing. And they're getting so many opportunities in different advertisements, and so much awareness is there that a lot of shoots are happening, and a lot of OTT platforms are also taking our children, because of all these, because the more you showcase, the better the better way you showcase our children, because they definitely deserve it, and they are capable enough if you give them the opportunity. So this is what we did. The next pageant which we did, it was again an ITC hotel which we did. So we always try to showcase what they are, because they actually deserve all high standards, not like something very low profile. We want to do it because out of pity or anything like that, because they actually are worth it. We actually make it like in a top platform. We get good sponsors and who really believe that they can do it. And we get the top newspapers coming to cover it also, and we don't pay them. They come on their own because they really think that, it needs to be covered and people should know it and more people should be doing it. And that's the idea. Um, yeah, and then after that, we after these pageants, you can see we got a call from NIFT to join hands with them and do a show with them with our children. So you see how many opportunities you open up. Once you start a small thing, it grows when the right people start seeing it. It's all about how you present them. If you present them in a very high quality way, see, top institutes like NIFT, NID have approached us, and we have done amazing shows with them, with these children, and they've got they actually pay them also. Can you believe it? They've paid them also for the show. They will train them. They give them the garments. They pay them. They give them so much respect because they say it's not out of pity or sympathy they're giving. They're actually doing it very well, and the show is really successful because of them. So why not? They have to be paid, right? So they've done it for this show of ours. And after NIFT, we got an opportunity. NID also associated with our children, and we did such a beautiful show with them. Yeah, and after that, we launched a calendar along with the NIFT. They were so they were so impressed with our children that they wanted to launch a calendar to spread awareness that they are so capable, and to empower and show them that they are so respectful people. Yeah, and this is the calendar. Yes, I think there's no end to the work which we do, but I think this was enough. Thank you so much. Yeah. That's information. If you want to reach out, if you want to connect, if you want to do events with us, you're free to call and collaborate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tejal. One request, kindly put your details in the chat box, your mail ID, website, and the last slide you can just paste it so that if anybody would like to contact. This is a
Yes.
very good presentation. There are some questions I think I have seen also in the chat box.
Yeah.
So they will ask you. I think
Yeah.
I request anybody who have queries, even with the Wali is there, Vandana and the Tejal, anybody you can ask all three of them there now.
Sure.
I think Shashi Formula Christopher, she has already put something in the
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon to each and every one of us. The question is to Tejal, ma'am. So, do you also reach out to those kids with the Down syndrome who are economically backward, that strata? How do you reach out to?
We have a lot of support groups all across the country. So, in fact, we recently had a camp in Raurkela. There was absolutely no awareness. And we had a camp of medical, along with the Federation. There were like 70 children in one day. One of the hospital has collaborated. And then our team from Chennai, we had gone with them, and then there were like 70 parents. So if you have a small group like of 10 children also, in particular in any smaller town, or if you think they are not capable enough of any financial aspect, you can always connect them to us. We will definitely try to help out.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
next question. Yeah.
About the video that NID.
Yeah, ask.
Good evening, all of you, ma'am. As I above said just before, my 10th standard students, after that, what are the opportunities to her very back economically in back situation? They are not able to
She's
spend money
autistic.
for her.
She's autistic.
Artistic and Down syndrome also.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't write, read. You see, speak also she doesn't. Doctor certified that. That's why we gave her helper to write examination. Ninth standard students. That's why she pass. She definitely will pass the exam. What are
Okay.
the opportunities? Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, the question is for me. Okay, great.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would suggest, there are a lot of vocational training centers which have opened up. I don't know which city are you talking. Are you in Bangalore?
No, ma'am. Chikmagalur.
Okay, so
Chikmagalur.
first of all, I think we need to check as to what are her interests, and before even checking out that, if at all, you can check out. I don't know how much opportunities of vocational training are there in Chikmagalur. I can definitely find out. But in Bangalore, if you see, there are a lot of opportunities of vocational training centers. If you talk about cooking, if you talk about computer training, if you talk about, a lot of office work, housekeeping industry, there's so much of training opportunities being given to these children, and then they are actually hired. There are a lot of organizations which are collaborated with all these training centers, and then they train them, and the other companies which are collaborated with these training centers, they actually interview, and then they hire them for a span of probation period, and then they, some of them of course confirm it, and depending on their potential, they give them increments. So it's huge over here. So first of all, we need to find out as to what is the interest of that child, and in Chikmagalur, as to what all opportunities are there of these kind of centers are there or not. I'm sure there'll be small centers will be there, if not very big ones, maybe smaller centers, but you should really reach out in that.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. She is interested in home keeping and cooking, ma'am.
Yeah,
Very
so
neatly.
fantastic. Yes, so cooking has a lot of opportunities. Like I mentioned here, how we do is, there's a lot of people, training centers collaborate with cafeterias. And if you know about Miti Cafe, it's a huge chain. There are like around 35 to 36 cafeterias of Miti Cafe all across Bangalore who are only run by differently able children. So they actually train, they give us 6 months of training to these children online, offline training within the cafe. They give training, and then they hire these children. It's, I think, 90% staff is differently abled. If you should really visit one of the Miti Cafe near to your place. It's everywhere. So if you get
I
to,
will come to Bangalore, ma'am. No
very
problem.
nice, please come. So you'll get so much idea, and you can meet so many people, and they can really be helped out. So
Okay, okay, ma'am. Please give your contact details, ma'am.
yes,
I will contact you.
Details in the chat box. Yeah, thanks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I will put in. I will. Yes,
So that it will be helpful. Yeah.
sure.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Hi, Rachel. The thing is, I'm myself Vandana. I've been doing the presentation earlier. So really, I really appreciate the way you have taken this forward, and and a lot of regard and respect to you, and for being, first of all, for being the mother of Kushi, and how you have turned the life around, in a positive way for her. And
Thank
at
you.
the same time, and the first line when you used, right, I'm blessed with a child with Down syndrome.
Yeah,
That really, it was really heart touching. And that itself actually breaks the barrier of, the denial
yeah,
of having as a parent, you're always expecting the so-called normal,
yeah.
that normal, and and that is where, as counselors, I'm a counselor, and this is where we have this problem, like the parents, when they deny that, and they they live in that denial for a long years, like when the child becomes 10 years, where they try to push them in the mainstream,
Hmm.
especially with children with ADHD, and they say no, it's the child is hyperactive, or the child is like that, and they just want to normalize things, and they push them till ninth standard, 10th standard, and that is when the real school starts. uh,
Yeah.
with that. And so how do you get these parents, how, because whoever parents have joined your organization will be like they've already broken they've understood, they've accepted the fact.
Hmm.
But there are so many parents who will not, they deny the fact, they don't accept it very soon. So how do you, like, do you approach them, and do you educate them about this, that this is something which we need to,
So yes, so like
we face this, because it's very difficult to make them accept the fact.
yeah, you're talking about children with parents of only Down syndrome or autism.
All kinds, because
All,
they don't want, they can't, we can't accept anything other
yeah,
than, we'll see, we can't accept any, even if it is a mild versions of ADHD also, it's not acceptable. So that denial part,
Yeah.
How do parents, that barrier, how do you all break? Like, do you have special courses, or you educate them through some workshops, or
So yes, so that's what we have. A lot of courses, like I mentioned, or and we have regular events also. No, so generally through the events, and we always say that every child will have different potentials. So I see a lot of comparison also within our group. Also, if for example I see some child talking very well, and then they will have, oh, even though their child will be doing extremely well in art or something like that. Education, academics is something like you mentioned, they really want to push. And even though the child is struggling and they have figured out, no, she's good at art, so I might as well just you know uh, push them into that category wherein they are really doing very well. So what I do is I generally give examples of very successful children who have done very well in different creative fields, and made a mark, and doing extremely well in terms of business also. There's a girl who is just 13-year-old, okay, and of course she has Down syndrome. And academically, of course, she was not doing pretty well. So the mother was pretty accepting, and simultaneously, of course, I always give examples of different parents, and of course, real life, and then I give contact numbers. Okay, why don't you talk to this parent, because the child is doing really well in the field she likes to.
yeah.
And she really will flourish there. So what has happened is that particular child was pushed into mainstream. That mother really tried mainstream, okay, till 9 years she tried, and till fourth standard, and it's very tough for the child. And simultaneously she was doing art, she was doing dance and all that. So then she figured out the art was doing so well. Then the mother took it up, and she's an architect, okay, the mother. So she took it up, like she took her art, and she now develops different gifting articles, and different crockeries, and so many things, and jewelry, so diary. She's making everything, and she's doing a lot of exhibitions with the products, with the designs made by the daughter. And spreading it all across, and giving more opportunities to all other children with who has this artistic ability, and are neurodiverse. So it's amazing how you can actually if you identify the potential of the child, just work on that instead of pushing these the children into mainstream. So like I mentioned, I give this kind of examples. So this is one. Then the other child was also not doing pretty well in academics, but she was so good in makeup. She was doing very good in makeup, she was doing very good in modeling and all of that. So the mother took in her stride, and she tried all, she did all cold calls to all the different makeup organizations, different she was part of our pageant. That's how I know she was part of our pageant. So she tried all over, and she did a portfolio for her. And then now that girl is getting opportunities with Prasad Vidhapa. He's a very famous fashion designer, so that kind of examples I give to these parents, that if you push to academics, nothing is going to work out, because then the child is always going to think, okay, I am not good for anything. You have to try, definitely you have to try to a certain level.
We need to give
uh,
them the correct examples, and this is how educate them in that way. That is success
yes.
stories mainly, so
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
just overcome their disappointment and grief. This kind of a grief for parents, because they
exactly.
cannot, this is something very a kind of tragedy. They take it. They don't take
Very, very
it as a
sad.
blessing. Like, this maybe, like, it's not just the child's. When you support the child, it's your life is also getting turned around, and you learn a lot of new things as parent. You become more consciously aware of many things, and
Yes.
you become a better parent, I think, when you have children with difficulties. Anyway, thank you so much, Tejal, and it was a good
Thank you.
session. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
I
Ma'am,
have,
Lakshmi Kumar, yeah, they have a question, I think. Yeah.
I have a
Yes,
question, Tejal Madam.
Yeah, you can have it. After
Despite all
Lakshmi.
the
Yeah.
Despite all these constraints, how do you pack so much energy in this under frame? That is something which okay amused me.
I have
I,
so much energy because
no, I never got a single time to reflect on also. Continuously you were talking, taking us, okay, it was quite delightful. I really liked the way you okay presented things. And I
thank
was
you.
wondering about your energy level.
Oh, my energy comes from my daughter and from my work. I think the amazing people I'm surrounded with. The parents are so supportive. Like I mentioned, I have an amazing support group, and and of course, I see my daughter every day. I think she is the main reason because she every day she tells me not to give up. Every day she will come up with something. Something she has to, some challenge she has to keep on giving me that keeps me up, and I never take it like it never bogs me down. Okay, it's like creating another opportunity for me. So whatever I showed you in my presentation is all credit to my daughter, because like I mentioned about the pageants, I started seeing her. She wanted to explore different dresses, and she was giving some poses, and she was like, I want to talk on this stage, and that's how it gave me, oh, why not? And then I luckily happened to see a Miss World pageant the same day. I was like, oh, why doesn't it happen for our children? I mean, what is so wrong about our children? And who said they are not beautiful? Who decides that? Who decides that terminology? So I think my daughter is the reason for my happiness, and that's why my brand is called Happiness is Kushi, and you can see Kushi on my face all the time.
May I ask you, ma'am?
Yes, please go ahead.
The way you call your daughter blessed with Down syndrome. My sister's son was born with autism, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, I know how tough it is to handle the children. Actually, I'm seeing actually. You are the role model, ma'am. Actually, I'm very happy to see you.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
know
much.
that job is very tough to handle that children actually.
I think
Because of him, I came this field, ma'am.
yes, yeah, me too. Like likewise, same thing. Even I came. That's why I'm so grateful for my daughter. Even
Yes,
I don't deny there are not tough times. There are definitely very very tough times. Even I feel like breaking down and all of that.
yes,
But
ma'am.
then, yeah.
Actually, I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer.
Oh,
After 25 years, I now am a 50. After 25 years, I have changed my field and I came to psychology. Now I am reading child counseling also. Because of that boy,
yeah. See, so
I'm,
they have
I'm
come
doing this
with
field.
a purpose. So they have given a purpose to us, right? I mean, I think I'm really blessed because otherwise there was no meaning to my life. I was just enjoying that, just I was doing all boutique work and, just doing ramp walks and judging shows. And I mean, there was no much meaning to my life. Of course, I was making other people look beautiful. That is all. But now I feel, every day by helping any parent, I get so much of joy, and that is something very meaningful.
Yes,
To
ma'am. That is why I'm doing my psychology, MA psychology in IGNO also. I'm very much connected to that boy
yeah,
than his mother. So I'm doing all these things. You
wow.
are role model, ma'am. I'm very happy to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want your address, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Please check. Shall I put my address here?
Yeah, kindly
Yeah.
put your address, contact number, and all, because
Yeah.
that will help all of you to connect with each other.
Very
Yes.
That's the main reason we had today this program, so that we can bring our own students on this platform where you can interact with each other. Many of us are not aware because you all scattered across, not
yeah.
even in Bangalore, outside Bangalore, and not aware about what the things happening. And
Right.
you're all from different backgrounds, maybe from psychology or social work background, or maybe counseling and family therapy. So it's really, we are glad, and I'm really thankful to Vandana, Valli, and Tejal for being here and accepted our invitation for presenting this program. And I hope we'll conduct more such interactions with our students, so that at least in the umbrella, IGNOU umbrella, you all will be there, and you are our future alumni. So we are really glad to be with you and hope this program was really helpful to all our participants. And we also request you to give us some more suggestions where you know other of your colleagues or our batchmates, where we can call them and discuss on various topics, so that this will be encouraging to all of them and even a motivation to be, because see, we all are like in not a heterogeneous group. We are not like youngsters of 18 or 20 like college going. So it's a good going for all of us to motivate each other with regard to these activities. So really thankful all of you for being with us and all the participants also, and wish you all the best. Hope to see you all again for the next webinar series for this program. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
We
ma'am.
should say
Thank
thanks
you.
to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kasturi. It was such an honor and privilege, and it was so nice to interact with all the amazing participants.
Thank
It
you so
gave
much.
so much energy. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.